Good afternoon. Welcome to Coffee Break with CoffeeBot. I'm Julia and this is Jessica.
And I'm Cindy.
So Cindy is our VA lead when it comes to outreach.
Yes.
So it was her birthday.
Yeah, last Friday, 17th.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
How was your vacation?
It was good. I went to Oslo, swimming with the
Where
whale
is that?
sharks.
Cebu?
Oslo, Cebu. Yeah, we swam with the whale sharks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when you got back
Tired.
and bullied,
Yeah.
Cindy treated us out to pizza.
Small pizza. Pizza treat.
So, and she's our guest for today. Jessica, what do we have lined up? What news are we discussing?
We have a lot of things happened this week. So we have first Facebook's privacy settings. So they were updated again. And then of course there's something going on with Philippine politics. So Facebook reached out to incoming President Rodrigo Duterte and offered to help with the inauguration. So basically putting it on Facebook Live, like what we are doing, and of course the Taylor Swift Tom Hiddleston news. So that all happened last week.
So let's talk about Facebook ads and how it affects businesses in particular. How are the changes in the Facebook ads policy affecting businesses right now?
Well, first, I love Facebook ads. They're awesome. They're very targeted, and they're cheap. So that's a real favorite when it comes to social media managers. It's a worthy investment. And Facebook is very tricky, of course, with their updates. So that means that your privacy setting is automatically set to share your information with advertisers unless you opt out.
Okay. As somebody who works in the industry, this is not a surprise. In a way, this is a welcome development. But as a social media user,
It's a bit scary.
Yes, because when that news came out, I actually checked my ads, and app notifications, and I saw that why would a quiz need to know my location and my hobbies when all I wanted to know which Game of Thrones character are you?
How many apps did you have turned on?
Half of that.
No, I mean how many apps did you have there on your setting, on your profile?
120.
I had around 260 apps. I play a lot of games. I took a lot of quizzes before it used to be a thing, and it turns out that they have free access to all of my information.
Which makes you wonder why would this would make me reluctant to take quizzes in the future. But again, as a marketer, I understand. I need that information. It's really helpful information. Knowing that this person is geeky gives me enough information to know that this person would likely buy geeky stuff.
Yes. So it's really effective when it comes to hobbies. If you're a fangirl of several shows and you would buy anything related to that show, so it's very easy to sell you stuff.
And even in travel, don't you do research on Facebook, right, when you travel?
Yeah. I search on TripAdvisor.
Yeah.
To know what's the best place there. Yeah.
And do you regularly check in when you travel? You use Facebook check in?
Yeah, I did last Saturday. So I checked in using Facebook.
Yes.
That's also one of the things that you can scrub off. So Facebook also uses your check-ins to know what to sell you. So you have to go to your profile, and if you would rather that your travel information is kept private, you have to delete your check-in history, your location history.
But here's the problem with that. Yeah, privacy is an issue. But for example, for me, I know Facebook knows what type of shows I like, and ads do come up on those shows.
Yes. So you don't really mind when it comes to those things?
Yes, and I can imagine the same thing with travel. You would want to know what are the good places available when you want to go on vacation.
This isn't exclusive to Facebook. Google is also very tricky when it comes to knowing what you're planning to do. You know, the sites that you visit, maybe the stuff that you put on your email. If we were planning a trip, for example, and I send you an email, in this email there was an ad suggesting a hotel in a place he was planning to travel to a month from now. So he was shocked because it was very convenient, but at the same time, he thought that he was under surveillance or something like that. But no, it's just Google's algorithm figuring out what we were planning to do.
Do you click on Facebook ads?
No, not really. I didn't do Facebook ads.
Do you click them?
Do you block
Do you
them?
close? Yeah, for example, an ad is shown and then you close it. They also remember that. They use that information. Yes, that if a certain ad is closed several times by different people, then they charge more for that ad, for example, because it's more difficult to find people who are interested in it.
And it's also a way of fine-tuning data. Like, for example, I'm a mom. A few years back, I had a lot of ads for diapers. So as my daughter grew older, I started closing them, and now the ads are for growing up milk.
So Facebook knows that how old your kid is.
Based on what I like, I'm also looking at
What you like, what you don't like, what you click.
especially since you like to share girly accessories, dresses, and shoes. I've been getting a lot of that recently.
Yes. So if you're on Facebook now, which of course you are because you're watching this, you have to fix your settings. A lot of them is on your timeline. So if you go to your timeline and then review, what was that timeline activity, that's where you can see majority of the settings, including the apps you use that take advantage of your information, every single including your birthday, your family, which
Your
is a bit
contacts.
scary, your contacts. So you can scrub them off Facebook if you don't want those ads, but if you think that it's convenient and you want it to continue, then it's up to you also.
And related to that, I know this news is a little more local, but it has international implications. Facebook's Asia Pacific office recently contacted incoming President Duterte's media team, and they have decided to work together to improve the government's communications arm through Facebook.
Starting with his inauguration, which is going to be streamed live on Facebook.
So how does this have international implications? As we all know, since there are a lot of people on Facebook, Facebook has become a very powerful media and communications tool.
Facebook was also responsible, I think, for it's still awkward since we're used to calling him mayor. But it was really a huge part in President Duterte's winning, because a lot of people were actively advertising on Facebook,
Actively promoting.
yeah.
And these are not paid ads. These are
Just regular Facebook users.
yes, and these are posts that went viral by volunteers. They created their own content. They created their own
Yeah.
pages.
Did you participate on those?
Yeah.
Share some stuff?
About President Rodrigo,
Yeah.
yes. Even like Rodrigo's page.
You
Official page.
you like
Yeah.
his page. Yeah.
So, how do you think this would impact the governments in general when Facebook is now a communications partner?
I think it's awesome. I think it gives the coverage that social media has is huge right now. It's almost wider than mainstream media, and then a lot of people are really leaning against watching regular media because of what has happened during this election. So I think Facebook has made themselves more approachable when it comes to politicians, letting them know that we're an important part of your win, and we can also be a great tool when it comes to governance and spreading word, say for new laws or something that you'd like to campaign for.
And I like the fact that because it's social media, it brings us closer to giving people a more active voice in governance,
Yes.
because they know that the president is on Facebook. They can I don't think they would reach the president directly, but the people behind the media team can direct specific concerns to the right agency.
Yes.
They become more aware of what's happening on the ground, because whether we admit it or not, even though we have a popular president, as soon as you're in office, you're basically trapped in Malacanang.
Yes. And having having a strong social media team will really help reach out to the people. That's a usual problem with governments. You only know if you watch the government channel on TV, which a lot of us really don't unless there's a huge scandal or a Senate hearing going on. But when it comes to simpler laws, we don't really, we're not that updated.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea that Facebook reach out to the government, because people nowadays are into Facebook, so they don't need to watch the TV. All they need to do is to scan their Facebook and check for live videos.
And feeds.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much, Cindy. Please next time bring photos. We need to show
After travel,
photos.
I'll get some from your profile.
And
It's okay.
yes. But before we close, Jessica has something to say. We have an ebook.
We have an ebook out, which is why I mentioned Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston, because the topic is on dating and social media and outsourcing. So our ebook is how outsourcing, finding the right outsourcing partner is a lot like dating. So you have to try several people or several companies before you find the right one.
Like Taylor Swift.
Hopefully she finds the right one also. And of course, what happens when you have to break up and leave your outsourcing provider. So how do you do that and stay friends? So you'll read all of that and other tips that we have on our ebook. So just click on the link on Facebook, or you can also check our website at caffeinerobot.com and opt in.
And so you can stay in touch with us every time we have a Facebook Live. We'll be doing this every week. Please follow us here at CoffeeBot Overlord. On Twitter, we're Cool CoffeeBot. And we're also uploading these videos on YouTube, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, and that's it. So happy birthday, Cindy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And watch us next time. Bye-bye.